Hi, everybody. I'm back. 2 videos, 2 days in a row. Who would have thunk it? But I'm back. The reason being is I did have another product that I wanted to show you from Wet n Wild, but this is another thing that happens when you get older, particularly if you wear glasses. You have to keep taking them off and putting them back on. And I purchased the Wet n Wild Loose Setting Powder Soft Pink, the Photo Focus. It's brand new. I was so excited when I saw this because I got rid of my other one. I wasn't using it, and I wanted a pink setting powder. But this is what happened yesterday. I went to show it, and you know, my tape is going, my video is going, and I didn't have my glasses on, and I saw this. Okay, you don't see this right here. I just saw this white insert, and I'm trying to pull this out. Well, I put my glasses on to just do it right now, and there is a little tab right here that I can see. Hopefully you can see the pink color. And I'm going to use this today to set my Wet n Wild Lumi Dewy foundation that I used yesterday. I already have my eyebrows done, my eyeshadow on, my mascara and eyeliner. And I also wanted to show you, when my hair is dirty, because I'm going to be taking a shower tonight, I have a late radiation appointment. And sometimes if my appointment is in the morning, I will take a shower in the morning. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get it all done tonight, because I do have to be there early tomorrow morning. So this is what I do. I got to take my glasses off. I take my hair when it's dirty, and if I really, really want to be messy, I don't comb it. But I'm going to comb it right now. This is just one of the ways. And since when I get there, if I have my hair down, I typically like to put it up in a clip because I don't want it hanging off the table. So I have it, you can tell that it's dirty. I have it all gathered up right here. And I pull my bangs down, the ones that I'm trying to grow out. And believe me, that has been a chore. Is this one? Yep. Is this one? Yep. It has been a chore growing out these side bangs. But there's a reason I want to do it. Because when I do put my hair up, I want this part to fall down to about here. And I want more hair. So I haven't decided. I cut these, but I haven't decided if I wanted to go to a hairdresser or not. And then what I do is I twist my hair like so. And I just kind of go like this. And I let a little bit of it drop down. If they're loose, and it can be one side, it can be both sides, it can be the other side, and then I take my clip and I slide right up the back to the center, and then I squeeze it. And that's how I wear my hair when it's dirty, or I wear my hair sometimes like this to go to work, and you can make it look really cute. Like sometimes I will pull tendrils down and curl them. But I like that it's messy. And I've got a little story to tell you while I'm putting on makeup. It's a cute story. Actually, I have a couple stories to tell you. I have a hard time getting them to behave. Behave. Who is that? Austin Powers? Ooh, behave. the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the clingy primer like I did yesterday. And just for the record, I love the primer. I really love it. But for the record, it does keep the foundation a little sticky. I didn't notice it because it was really lightweight. I mean, you would think that the Photo Focus foundation would be heavy, but because it's luminous and it's dewy, it's not heavy. So I think that this clingy primer keeps it a little tacky, but it wasn't a tacky that I noticed. Sometimes tacky, foundation or tacky anything will make my skin feel itchy. I didn't feel that. I wore this foundation and this primer well into the evening before I washed my face. So I've got the primer on, and now I'm going to put on my foundation. I'm going to use a different foundation brush today. Try to get these out of the way. And I'm just going to kind of pack it in. I had already put it on my hand. And again, starting from the center. So the funny story is about my hair. When I was an art teacher, oh gosh, 23 years ago or more, they needed a gym teacher. Well, I was active. I was always active. And I said, you know what? I'll take it. And I purchased all these books, these educational books on basketball, baseball. Well, I knew how to play baseball, but basketball, different games that I could do with the kids because it was kindergarten through 8th grade. And I didn't want to wear my hair down. I didn't want to wear it long. So I started, this was in the 90s, I started to flip my hair up with an elastic. And it's always been long. And I would flip it up into this messy bun. And one day, one of the older students came up to me, a female, young gal, and she said, Mrs. Marotte, I love the way you wear your hair. I'm going to do that. And I said to myself, well, I'm just doing it to get it out of the way. And it's something that I always did before the messy bun craze came into being. I either wore my hair in a ponytail, or I would wear it up like this, or I would wear it, I would pull it up and put an elastic around it. And I just thought that was so interesting because not long after that, the messy bun craze happened. And I don't know, because of social media, it went viral and it got popular. And so, oh my gosh, I happened to be laughing with the kids and I'm like, geez, you guys have been doing that for a long time. And I've been doing that for a long time. Who knew? Who knew that we would be a rave? Right? Who knew? I just thought that was a funny story. And then all the girls that had long hair in that class, because of one girl, started doing that with their hair. They started doing the messy bun. All right, I'm putting this on a little different than yesterday. And I'm not as tacky because I only used one pump of the Wet n Wild 5% niacinamide Photo Focus Clingy Serum Primer. Really, really like this stuff. I really like it. Now, I think I have in the description, is it Huda Beauty's primer? I'm not sure, but there is a primer that I have in the description that I really love, but I don't know. This one might be taking first place, and this one is definitely cheaper. So let me try to kind of conceal some of these spots, and then we'll move on. The other thing that I noticed, listen to this. Can you hear it? I'm sitting on one of my husband's drum seats because I didn't want to move a chair in here. It's hard to get my nice chair out. Well, it's used. It's a used leather chair, but it's a nice chair, and it's hard to get it out of that little space. And I thought, I'm just going to use his drum seat to do, when I do natural light videos. And I'm watching the video yesterday, and I can hear it squeaking. So I am not going to put my cream blush on today. I'm going to use the bronzer. But let me tell you another funny story. Let me take a sip of water. I've got something in my eye. Do you ever have that happen to you? You get something in your eye, you know it's in there, you go to look in a magnifying mirror, you can't see it, but it's irritating you. Okay, so the other funny story. I get to my appointment yesterday after I did the video, and you can go out through the back, but when you're coming in, it's like a maze. You drive into the main entrance of the hospital, and then there's an arrow. You've got to stop. Then there's an arrow, and you can't go in that direction. And you got to weave in and out of cars to get to the straightaway that takes you down so that you can weave through some more cars to get to the back parking lot, because that's where the cancer center is. And so I did my weave thing, and all of a sudden, luckily I was going slow, I see the corner of my eye catches something, and I see this chicken crossing in front of my car. So I slow down, and I let the little guy, go off to the side, and he goes in between two cars. So now I edge up a little bit, and I'm looking, and I'm like, that's not something you see every day. You don't see a chicken in a hospital parking lot. But then another something caught my eye as I'm stationary now, and out comes another chicken from coming across, following the other chicken, and the two of them are just doing their little dance. And they get to the wood's edge where all the brush is. Like, it's like, not shrubs, but like grown up, small trees and things. And I could see that there was a house very close that was obscured. And they just kind of they must have got off their beaten path, left their neighborhood, and decided, let's go check out that hospital. So that was kind of funny. And I said to myself, I really should take pictures of this, because nobody's going to believe me. I'm using the bronzer to put on my cheeks today because I am wearing beige and black. And I'm almost afraid to get up and show you what I'm wearing for pants because I put on a lot of weight. And that is one of the topics that I wanted to talk to you guys about as I complete my makeup. I didn't start putting on weight. I always vacillated because I'm 4 feet 11 inches tall. I always vacillated between 96, 98, and 103 pounds for years until I had my children. And you know how that goes. You put on weight when you have children. And it would take me, a couple of months to get that weight off again. When I hit around 42, 43, I started to put on a pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds. And I just couldn't understand it. I'm like, I don't understand this. I don't understand why I'm putting on so much weight. Every time I get on the scale, it's like up 2 or 3 pounds. And it really bothered me because I never had an issue. I could eat whatever I wanted. As long as I was active, I could eat whatever I wanted. And I was active at 45. Well, I hit perimenopause around 42 because perimenopause lasts about 10 years. I hate to break it to you, young ladies, but that is the truth. It lasts about 10 years, 8 to 10. And I did notice, some other things going on, like, I would periodically get night sweats. Not all the time, but those increased until I ended up going through menopause. But if you take 2 pounds a year even, times 10, that's 20 pounds. But by the time I hit 52, I had put on about 30 pounds. And I'm telling you, I obsessed about it. I didn't want to talk about it really, but in my mind, I obsessed about it. Because being a short person, you do not want to be heavy because you look heavier. 30 pounds on a 5-foot person looks like a lot more than 30 pounds on a 6-foot person. So it was very, very discouraging to me to have that happen. And being the fact that I had gotten remarried and my husband loved to eat. He loves sweets, so I found myself cooking more, and then if I cooked, I ate. So, yeah, that was going on. And I don't blame anybody, but I just want everyone that might be going, if you're in your 40s or you've hit 50 and you're going through menopause and you've put on some weight, I just want you to know that some of this is natural. Some of this is natural. Years ago, when my mother had a book, and it was a calorie counter book. And I still have it. I have it tucked away somewhere. I can't remember what I did with it. It'll turn up. And in that calorie counter book, it would have your height, your age, and what you should weigh. Well, somebody my size in their 50s should weigh about 130, 135 pounds. And the reason being is as we get older and we fill out, it does compensate for some of the wrinkles. And it does give us fluff. I like to call it fluff. Now, not all women my age have that amount of weight on them. But things have changed. There's really not a lot of compensation for women to be heavier today. That's why we have all these body amalgamations going on. Add the bum, make the boobs bigger, liposuction the waist and the belly, I mean, we're even talking tucks on the private parts. I can't think it. I mean, isn't having children enough that we have to go back into surgery? And I'm telling you, maybe there are a demographic of men out there that care about that trophy status, have to look that way woman. But most of the men that I know, that I've met, they don't care about that. They care about commitment. They care about love. They care about respect. They care about good food. They care about having fun. They care about someone they can relate to. They care about someone they can confide in. And if you are a woman that is fluffier, like myself, and you're doing that for your partners, and you guys are enjoying each other's company, trust me, he would rather be more happy that you're sitting on the couch watching a football game with him and eating popcorn, having a beer or a Coke, than worrying about the fact that you're going to be a toothpick with big bazooms and a big bazum, big bum. He, especially as men age, you know, they want comfort too. But something has happened in our society. I mean, something has happened, and it's happened across the board. Even younger people are having a harder time finding someone that they can relate to and enjoy without all this body imaging and all of this. If it is your job, that's one thing, right? And there's nothing wrong with being healthy, but you can be healthy with fluff. Yesterday, my blood pressure was 128 over 65, I think. At the end of last week, it was 117 over 75. I mean, when I had my surgery and they took my blood again and tested it before I went into surgery, they came back in and they said, you know, you're in really great health for your age. And I'm thinking, yeah, look at me, you know, look at me. I've got all this weight. Listen, you can do a lot to take care of your health, even if you have some fluff. And that's my story for today. Fluff and fluffernutter. Fluffernutter and peanut butter sandwiches. Don't see those very much anymore. So let's get on the Wet n Wild loose setting powder in a rose over what I already have on. And let me see, do I have my brush? I'm just going to use my Sigma brush that I had from yesterday. I did clean it off, even though it doesn't look like it's clean. And I'm going to use this to place this powder. Now, this is a powder I'm probably not going to want to get rid of. So I'm just going to, it is tacky right here. I'm just going to tap this in the center. That's really, really pretty. I'm going to go over my eyes just a little bit. That's pretty. I love that pink sheen. Way to go, Wet n Wild. Affordable. Let's see. I'm going to tap where my pores are around my nose. That helps. Now, I'm watching this woman on YouTube. I mentioned her before. I hope she sees my channel. Some of you may not like her. She's extremely opinionated. She does talk a lot about politics. I just like the fact that she expresses herself. Doesn't matter to me how she believes. Let me get my Incognito. I'm going to leave that in. I'm telling you, there are so many bloopers that go on when you do a video. I'm going to take my Wet n Wild. Let me see what shade this is in case you are a shade twin to me. This one is 1111899, a light beige. Ooh, I like that. 1111. Light beige. And I'm going to be liberal. You know why? Because I just flippin' feel like it. This isn't a makeup tutorial. This is just me putting on makeup and chatting with you folks. And I'm going to take my little itty bitty sponge and I'm going to tap that in. Not all the way. I'm going to let it dry a little bit. So I'm watching this woman. She uses natural light. But what bothers me is the sun is coming in the window and it completely washes out her face. And she's showing you things. And I'm saying to myself, oh my God, if she was in more diffuse light, you would be able to get a glimpse of what her skin texture is, what she's covering up. Now, maybe she doesn't want us to see it. Maybe she just wants to talk and put on her makeup, but she does talk about her makeup a lot. And so I was thinking to myself, boy, you know, her channel would really grow if she would do that. I know she's using her phone. And I know she's bought some interesting products. But I think she might have been in theater years ago, because what she does is she takes a puff. I'm using this puff. This came from Wayne Goss. Very sad about Wayne and the fact that he's, you know, giving up his makeup. But I'm going to keep his makeup because I really like it. She takes a puff. And I'm going to do this. Hopefully they won't notice. This is typically how I would powder. Okay? She takes a puff and she puts it in her powder, and she does use a pink, which that's not why I got mine. And she puts it on and she rubs it all over her face. Like she just really picks it up and she rubs it all over her face. And she uses only a matte foundation because she said back in the day for theater and things like that, that's all they used. So she's not going to use any dewy foundation, and she looks like she's about my age. All right, let me put some powder here. That's how she does it. And then she takes and she rubs. And she rubs the powder in. The fine, translucent powder. She rubs it in. Now tell me, does that look softer to you? I'm going to do my chin. I'm also going to do right here where I have wrinkles. Do my crow's feet. I mean, but she really packs it on. I mean, really packs it on. Oh wow, that feels really, feels really nice. She also goes down her neck because she brings her foundation down to about here. She doesn't wear high collared clothing. And then she takes and she puts the powder down into her décolleté. And I see it looks like, oh my gosh, beautiful. And I'm thinking, how can that much powder create that look? But I'm just gonna, did it soften my face? And then what she will do, she doesn't put her blush on until after she's powdered all of her face over her foundation. And then she will go back. I'm really putting a lot of makeup on. She'll go back and she'll put her blush on. Well, I'm not using pink today. But she doesn't, I'm sure she cleans her brushes, but by the looks of it, no. By the looks of it, her brushes are like in a container. She uses them every single day. And I was really shocked. I mean, I love watching her though. Whether I agree with her application or not, I love watching her. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't want her to be offended. I'm not criticizing her. I mean, good for her that she started a YouTube channel. First of all, she started her channel because of her job, as advertising for her job. And she has, I think, like 3 other channels for different things. Okay, I am not going to fill my lips in. I want to use this dark lip color, and I've had it for a while. This is the, oh my gosh, this is Wet n Wild. This is the Wet n Wild multi-stick. So you can use it, you know, as an eyeshadow, as an eyeliner. I mean, this needs to be sharpened. Obviously, you can see that I've used it. Or you can use this as a lipstick. And I think this is called Burning Bridges. And, you know, if you go way back in my videos, you'll see that I've used it. But I can't throw it away because I love it. So I'm going to fill my lips in. I mean, it's dark. It's dark. We're going to, now that it is spread nicely, going to tone it down. See how much? Going to tone it down. I used the liner because I didn't want any of this to bleed. These are my pants. I'm going to walk over there. Sorry about that. Okay. Can you see me? These are my pants. Right here. See my pants? They're like an Aztec design. But, you know, I've got a tank top on underneath this. And if you are a fluffy person, I just purchased this belt and I love it. I'm not going to wear it because I just have to take my clothes off when I get to the hospital. But this belt is the coolest belt. And I bought it for a sundress that I have. Look at this belt. It's supposed to be like this. That's how the belt is supposed to be. This is an outfit that I wanted to share with you guys. This dress that I got. This sundress. I can't wait to wear this dress. I bought this turquoise sweater. Well, I can wear this turquoise sweater with a lot of things. But I bought it to go with this in case we go out to dinner with some sandals. I bought another sweater that is pink, same style, same kind of sweater that I can wear with just different shirts that I have. I love pink with this color green. A friend gave me from Pakistan. Her husband is from, well, he's deceased. He passed away 2 years ago. But this is, it's like a shift, splits all the way up the leg to the hips. I'm taking off the sleeves because she has had this since she was a little bit of a thing. All right, so I took the sleeves off. And this is the pattern. It's just beautiful. I want it to be a sleeveless dress. And I could probably wear leggings with it. And there's a split on either side. And what I'm going to do, I already started doing it on this side. I'm going to take, I've already pinned it. I'm going to take the sleeve that I took off and I'm going to add a triangle from under the arm down to the split so that it's roomier for my bust. And then I'm going to stitch the armholes. So I want that, and it's going to be nice and cool, and I want this done soon. So I'll be probably working on that next week. Now you got to see all my fluffernutter. Oh yeah, my hair's dirty. Oh well, they don't care. I mean, the techs and everybody at the hospital, they don't care. There. I think that looks pretty. Think about the Wet n Wild powder. I mean, you can tell that I powdered my face, but it's not. She powders. Then she goes over it with a brush. Then she powders again over her foundation. Then she puts on her blush. She puts on her lipstick. Then she does her eyes. And I'm like, I am just amazed. But like I said, I would rather be able to fully see her face so I can, think about what she's done and maybe apply that to my makeup routine. Maybe not. But anyways, you guys take care. I don't know if I'm going to get another video up until next week. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I just want you to know, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really miss doing videos daily even, or, 3 times a week. I really miss it. And my life had just gotten so out of control last year with work and then my diagnosis. And it's just been so nice to be home and to be myself, even though, right? So Be well, be blessed, be beautiful, because you are, because there is nobody else on the planet like you. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. If you are new here, please subscribe and like my videos. It really helps me out. But other than that, I basically just love making videos. And I love makeup, and I love creativity, and I love being me. And you be you. Until we see each other again, I love you. Bye-bye.